Good morning, guys, or afternoon, all depends on when I publish this. So, like I told you previously, it's time to get ready for the fall garden. Now, if you go back to some of my older videos, I talked about, you know, this is the first year of me actually trying to start my own seeds, do my own starts, and not go to the big box stores because, of course, I had a smaller area. And guess what? It's another new first, right? It's my first fall garden. So last year, I don't even think it was last year, the year before in Virginia, what I did is I grew collard greens, cabbage. However, it really wasn't a fall garden because how the weather is there. I was able to plant it early. I was able to get some in the summertime. I think I got collard greens all the way up into Christmas 2 years ago in Virginia. Again, I used big box store starts, so I never tried to start it for myself. So this year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment like I did in earlier this year in January and February when I did my starts. It took me 3 times earlier this year to get my starts right, and once I got it right, I got some beautiful eggplant, zucchinis, peppers, and tomatoes. That's what I mostly did for my starts. So this year I did a couple things for this fall garden. I bought these winter vegetables. I got this from Amazon, so it has 25 of the premium. It's a premium collection, so it calls it. It has romaine lettuce, oak leaf lettuce green, butter crunch, curled mustard, Swiss chard, arugula, spinach, collard, kale, beets, carrots, parsnips, turnips, radish, kohlrabi, onions, scallions, leek, peas, celery, broccoli, bok choy, cabbage, Brussels sprout, and cauliflower. So I'm going to try all of those. Yep, all of those, because as you see right here, and I'll introduce you to that because I keep telling y'all, oh, I got 26 beds, I got 28 beds, not sure how many exact beds I have, still saying I don't. So these are those starts right there. All of the green leafy vegetables, i.e. the lettuces, I'm going to start them in my green stock. I'm going to direct sow them in my green stock. That's what I'm going to do. But this is how they came. I don't know if you can see that. This one is the leeks, parsnips. So yeah, that's how those came, right? And then I have some stuff that I am just gonna finish out from earlier this year. So I got some cabbage, some broccoli. I hope they do well. Winter squash, Denver carrots. I got that with my green stock. Again, Brussels sprouts, onions, some carrots. What else did I get? I think I grabbed the wrong. Yeah, I think I grabbed the wrong. That's okay. I'm gonna go back and get it out of my office. But yeah, so that's how I'm gonna start. And of course, it's like 7,000 degrees out here, so I am not gonna do them all. I'm gonna do a couple, and then we're gonna go from there. But let me introduce you to my garden. A real introduction. I always say, hey, this is my garden. So I've been holding off on what I was going to name my garden. You know, my page is one thing. My page is Bellefemmesoil Healing. But my garden name is actually Healing Grounds Garden. And of course, you guys know I always say there's healing in the soil. And that's why I say healing grounds, because I think this is a place that people can come. They can take their shoes off. Yep. In the garden. I do it all the time. I take my shoes off and I just touch Mother Earth, right? I just touch it and I feel wonderful about it. So her name is Healing Grounds Garden. So this is a little, I don't know how much you can see of this, but this is how you enter the garden, right? You enter the garden right here. That's right there through the arch. And then I have 2 4x8s. Then on this side, I have the 4x24. You guys remember, I keep telling you that was the size of my garden in Virginia. I have my garden shed, and I have 2 green stalks. Then I go on, I have a 4x8, another 4x8 that's just very diagonal to the garden, the greenhouse. Then I have a 4x8, a 4x4, 4x8, and then I had all my greens on this line earlier in the year, so that's 2 6x4s and then a 4x8. Then I have Okra Alley, and you have a 4x8 and then a 6x4. And then in the back row, I had cabbage and I had broccoli earlier in the year. So those are 2 4x8s. Then back in my side garden, what I coined my side garden, I have 6 4x8s, and then I have the chicken coop. Of course, behind the greenhouse, I have 2 6x3s right here. And then, as you can see, dotted lines for all my veterans. You guys know that's change. That means change, right? So eventually, these are going away. And then I'm going to put 4, maybe 6. I'm trying to figure that out. 4x8s right behind the greenhouse. So between the greenhouse and the back fence. So that's going to be one of my big changes for my next year garden. On the other side of the garden, right behind the gazebo where I'm sitting at now, if you start from where I got a 4x8, and then I have a 6x8 going the opposite direction, and then I had 2 4x4s, and then right under the arches I have 2 4x8s, and on the side of the garden, on that wall, that was my experiment, and that's 4x16. So guys, this is the Healing Grounds garden, and they all have names, all of the beds. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. 27 of the beds have names, and because I extended all the way out to, you can say 31 if you count these are separate beds, but 5 4x8s, I ran out of names, so I have to name the rest of my beds. So this is welcome to the Healing Grounds garden. You hear it first. You, my watchers, you guys first. I haven't told anyone else that that's the name of this garden. So I wanted to sit in this garden. I wanted to feel it, to see exactly before I name it. So there it is. So guys, this is what I'm going to do for this. So you guys like, why do you have a cake dome, right? This is just an idea. So what I'm going to do, and did I leave the one that's not, oops, yep. So I got these from the dollar store. So how these is going to work is I'm going to plant some seedlings in it, and then I'm going to snap this, and this is going to have the greenhouse effect, right? So that's how I'm going to work that. What I think I'm going to start with, and like I told you guys, I'm only going to do a couple because it's hot, and I try to keep my videos as short as possible. I got these from the dollar store. I don't normally use these, so I'm not going to use that many seeds, but because this is just an experiment. So for the greens, you should see germination within 10 to 15 days. And it's 60 days to harvest. And because I'm in my area, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see how much you can see, but on orange, and orange you plant in February or March or July or August. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. This February, March, do it a little earlier. Make sure you start in like probably January inside, because it gets hot here in our zone, and I underestimated this heat a lot this year. So make sure you start a little early with this, okay? So I'm only gonna put 2 seeds in each one, in each container. That's all I'm gonna do, because like I told you earlier, this is an experiment, and I do not want to waste seeds, because I'm gonna use this method. I'm gonna use and then I'm gonna use this method, and I'm gonna stick them in the greenhouse. So greenhouse and greenhouse, and the greenhouse kind of hot, so I'm gonna have to wash this every day and make sure they don't dry out. Then the second method I'm going to use is the method that was successful for me the third time earlier this year, and I'm going to put them inside my office with grow lights. I'm going to say, I mean, it's hot, I get full sun, so I shouldn't, you know, have a problem. So okay, you always need to mark what you're growing. So this is cabbage. Normally I use these because I normally use the grow lights, and I don't have them kind of covered like this. So I normally have enough space. And guys, all of this stuff is from the dollar store on this part of the experiment. So of course gardening can be very expensive, but we have to try to find some hacks that makes it more affordable, because we want to open up gardening to everybody, because it's just a healthy way, a healthy lifestyle. And I know a lot of people don't garden because they feel that it's expensive, and it is, and it's very much is expensive. So my pen is multi-purpose. I have one of them dabbers, and if I don't use the correct word, I'm sorry, but I have a dabber, but it's in the greenhouse. I started in the greenhouse earlier, but man, it's like, again, it's 700 degrees out here, or 7,000. It's 8,000 in there. So I'm gonna just put one seed, that's all, in each one. You know what, I'm gonna go back and put 2. I only wanted to do 1, but I'm gonna give it a little bigger chance. All right, so I did 2, and what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna put some dirt right on top of it. I'm not gonna pack it in at all. So just to give it an opportunity to grow. And guys, I'm not an expert, I'm not a master gardener. Somebody said the other day, girl, you should give a class. I said, no, I'm still a student. So guys, if you think I'm doing something wrong, I am open to criticism, critique, anything you have for me. I am open to it. And guys, yes, I'm using my little nephew's little watering device. I'm gonna put a little water here on it, and then I'm just gonna put some water, because I did put some water on the soil, because this starting soil is so dry, and I have some vermiculite. So I'm just gonna water it in. Guys, and I'm gonna tell you if this works, because if it works, I want you guys to try it as well. I'm gonna put the dome in, and I'm actually, and maybe because I have some dirt on the dome, I want to lock the dome, but it's not giving me that. I might have to wash some of the dirt off of the side so I can lock the dome. But normally you would lock the dome. Let's see. Look, see, I'm always experimenting something. Okay. Y'all heard? Oh, it locked for a second, then it came unlocked. Okay. So this is my first set. I'm gonna get this dome locked on here. I'm gonna do the rest of these in cabbage, and then I'm gonna come back later on tonight. Well, it's not gonna be tonight, but 7 o'clock when the sun goes down again, and I'll start going down, and I'm gonna do some more. So that's where we are, guys. Should we get a Sunday word or a Sunday Oh, I didn't even think. You know, guys, I be coming straight off the top, and I never know what I'm gonna say. I know that's terrible, but I like to say things to you guys to kind of motivate you. I think I talked about grace before. I talked about, what do I need to talk about? I don't know. So I'm not gonna make anything up because I should have put something together for this part of the filming, but I didn't. Oh, so let me tell you guys what I did yesterday. I drank out a Thompson cup, right? So yesterday I went to a Yelp event. So around here you get to know the different small towns, and Thompson is one of our very beautiful small towns, maybe 10 minutes away from me. So I did a Yelp event, a scavenger hunt, and my team won. So yay, Thompson. And then the second thing I did is I went to a planchella at Bedford nursery down in Augusta, and that was very good. I'll probably do a short, put my short in there. I did it on my Instagram page, but I'll put it on here as well. But that was a great event. They had, I think it was 50% off some of their plants. I'm not big on plants. I'm like house plants. I'm big on outdoors, right? So I didn't buy that much, but I did get a cherry and I got a eucalyptic plant. That's what I did get. But they had coffee out there. They had food out there. They had a band out there. I got a planchella shirt. It's super cool. So you'll see that. I'll wear that one day out here gardening. But guys, that was my weekend. Now, this is going to be my evening, and I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to make an eggplant. I think I'm going to do an eggplant parmesan. Yes, I'm going to do an eggplant parmesan because I have eggplants coming out everywhere. So I'm going to give some away, and then I'm going to do an eggplant parmesan for this week. I guess I'll have it for 2 days, something to eat like that for lunch. But guys, until next time, welcome to Healing Grounds Garden, and remember, there's healing in the soil. Talk to you later.